This is Department of English, Government Postgraduate College, Attack for online classes. I am Muhammad Ali, lecturer in English. This online class is for second year. We will discuss chapter number 1 of Goodbye Mr. Chips. So please open page number 1 of this chapter number 1, and we will discuss the fourth paragraph from page number 1. Anno Domini by Joe Yes, born in 1848 and taken to the Great Exhibition as a toddling child. Not many people still alive could boast a thing like that. In these lines, the writer, the novelist, or the narrator tells us that Mr. Chips was facing his old age. He was in his old age. That's why the writer used the words Anno Domini from Latin, and the other words by Jove. It means there is exclamation of surprise, because Mr. Chips was in his old age, but he was healthy. He had no such serious physical or health problems, and he was born in 1848, and because he was very healthy baby, so his parents took him to the Great Exhibition. That Great Exhibition that took place in London. Toddling child means a young child with unsteady or shaky walk, when a baby cannot walk. So at that time, Mr. Chips, as a baby, he was taken to the Great Exhibition. Not many people still alive could boast mean to feel pride. Here the writer wants to tell us that Mr. Chips could feel pride that he was healthy in his old age, and he was also healthy baby when he was born in 1848. A revision of difficult words and their meanings. Anno Domini means advancing age or old age. By Jove, it means exclamation of surprise, or any remark expressing surprise. Now I would like to explain the Great Exhibition. It is also called Crystal Palace Exhibition, an international exhibition that took place in Hyde Park in London from May 1st, 1851 to October 15, 1851. Whereas Hyde Park is a Grade 1 listed major park in central London, and this park was established by Henry VIII. He was a king, and he established this Hyde Park in 1536, and it was open for public in 1637, and where May Day parades that were actually medieval and modern Europe, holiday May 1st for celebration of the return of spring. So people of England, they begin to celebrate that day in Hyde Park. The Great Exhibition was the first in series of world fairs or festivals, and this Great Exhibition was organized by Prince Albert, who was the husband of Queen Victoria, and famous people like Karl Marx, who was a very famous philosopher and who was against capitalists. He, along with other writers and poets and famous novelists, they attended that Great Exhibition where Mr. Chips was taken to that place when he was a baby. A revision of vocabulary. Toddling means a young child's unsteady walk. Boast means to brag or sing your own praise. Let us discuss further sentences. Besides, Chips could even remember Brookfield in Weatherby's time, a phenomena that was. Weatherby had been an old man in those days, 1870, easy to remember because of the Franco-Prussian War. In these sentences, the writer wants to tell us that in addition to many things, Chips had the ability, and he could remember, he could recall Brookfield when for the first time he went to Brookfield and he had an interview with the headmaster whose name was Weatherby, and that time was 1870, and it was easy for Mr. Chips to remember that time because there was a war between Germany and France. Prussian means German. This Franco-Prussian war that is also known as War of 1870. In this war, actually there was a clash. On the one hand, France wanted that German provinces should not be united because that would disturb the balance of power in Europe. But Germany defeated France, and German provinces, they got united under the leadership of Bismarck, and Bismarck became their ruler, and who got authority, and he got control, and he became powerful, and he enjoyed his power for the next 20 years. And why did Germans they actually win that war? Because they had superior forces in numbers, in training, in leadership, and modern technology, etc. In this way, Germany, there was unification of Germany, and that upset the European balance of power. Let us discuss further sentences from the textbook. Chips had put in for Brookfield after a year at Melbury, which he hadn't liked. Chips was a teacher at Melbury. He served for 1 year and he taught there for 1 year, but he did not like that school, so he left that school and he came to Brookfield because he had been ragged there a good deal. Because when he was at Melbury, he was badly treated by the students, and he was roughly treated, and he had not a good experience over there, so he left Melbury. But Brookfield he had liked almost from the beginning. He liked the school Brookfield. He remembered that day of preliminary interview. Preliminary means first, initial or introductory interview. He met with the headmaster. Sunny July, it was the month of July, with the air full of flower scents, and there was fragrance and sweet smell of flowers in the air, and plick-plock of cricket on the pitch, and there were teams, they were playing cricket, and there was sound of bat and ball, and Mr. Chips could listen to those voices and sounds. Brookfield was playing Burnhurst, and one of the Burnhurst boys, a chubby little fellow, made a brilliant century. And Mr. Chips could remember that time because the team of Brookfield that was playing with the team of Burnhurst, and one player from Burnhurst team who was fat but with a little height, that player, that batsman, made an amazing shining 100 runs. Queer that a little thing like that should stay in the memory so clearly. So writer says that it is very strange that this event of the past that was in the memory of Mr. Chips, that was very vivid, very clear, and it was strange for the writer, for the narrator, that Mr. Chips still could remember, could keep that information in his mind. Weatherby Now we are discussing the lines from page 2. Weatherby himself was very fatherly and courteous. He must have been ill then, poor chap, for he died during the summer vacation. This Weatherby headmaster, he was very loving and caring, and he was very polite and very civil, but he was sick. And the words that have been used for Weatherby or poor chap. For he died because he died during summer vacation before Chips began his first term. First term means a term is a portion of an academic year, the time during which a school or college holds classes. So, first term means first portion of academic year. Before that, Weatherby died. But the two means Weatherby and Mr. Chips had seen and spoken to each other anyway. They discussed the matters and they talked to each other. Now I would revise the meanings of difficult word. Fatherly, loving; courteous, polite; chap, gentleman. First term means portion of an academic year, the time during which a school or college holds classes. Anyway means anyhow, at any rate. Now we discuss next sentences from the textbook. Chips often thought as he sat by the fire at Mrs. Wickett's, I am probably the only man in the world who has a vivid recollection of old Weatherby. Vivid, yes. When Chips sat by the fire in the house of Mrs. Wickett, then he used to think because he has very strong memory, and he had all past memories fresh in his mind. So he thought that he was perhaps the only man in the world that he could recall, and he had clear memories of old Weatherby. He thought that other people had forgotten Weatherby, but Chips had those memories stayed in his mind. But very vivid means clearly, very clear. It was a frequent picture in his mind that summer day with the sunlight filtering through the dust in Weatherby's study. Now, the narrator or the writer says that the event when Mr. Chips visited for the first time, when he visited this Brookfield and he met with Weatherby and he had an interview with Weatherby, this event he could keep in his mind, and that was the day of summer, and there was sunlight that was passing through the dust and it was coming into Weatherby's study, and that event of 1870 that was in all the time in the mind of Mr. Chips. Study means a study is a room that is used for paperwork, for reading. Explanation of this word study is a library in a house, school or college that is used for paperwork, computer or reading. Historically, the study of a house was reserved for use as the private office and reading room of a family, or a father as the formal head. Now we discuss next sentences. This is a dialogue, a kind of dialogue between Mr. Weatherby and Mr. Chips. So that's why a direct speech has been used with inverted commas. You are a young man, Mr. Chapin, and Brookfield is an old foundation. Youth and age often combine well. Give your enthusiasm to Brookfield, and Brookfield will give you something in return. In these lines, we are told that Weatherby informed Mr. Chips and told him that he was a young man, and Brookfield School was an old school, and he thought that youth means young Mr. Chips, and age means this old foundation Brookfield could go together in a better way. Their combination might be proven as good one. Give your enthusiasm to Brookfield, and Brookfield will give you something in return. He advised Mr. Chips that he should give his passion to Brookfield, that he should work with zeal and zest while serving in Brookfield. As a result, he will get benefit from Brookfield, and don't let anyone play tricks with you. He advised Mr. Chips that he should not permit his students to play games, to play jokes with him, to make fun of Mr. Chips. Mr. Chips should not allow his students. I gather that discipline was not always your strong point at Melbury. In this sentence, this sound R, it has no meaning. This sound is actually used that can be used to fill the silence. Gather means he considered. So, whether we consider that Mr. Chips had discipline problems at Melbury, so that's why he asked Mr. Chips if he had problems of discipline there. Discipline means control or order. A revision of meanings of difficult words, vocabulary. Foundation means school or organization, combine means together. Enthusiasm means zeal or zest. Return means reply or response or profit. Don't let, it means not to permit. Trick, it means play games, jokes, etc. R is a sound that can be used to fill the silence. Gather means consider. Discipline means order or control. R, in general, R is a sound that is used to indicate that somebody is ready to speak or to give answer. R can be used to fill the silence as well. Now, we discuss further sentences from page 2. Well, no, perhaps not, sir. When Weatherby asked Mr. Chips that he had certain discipline problems at Melbury, in reply, Mr. Chips informed him and told him that he had no discipline problems. Never mind. Again, Weatherby told him that he should not mind. You are full young, it is largely a matter of experience. You have another chance here. Take up a firm attitude from the beginning, that is the secret of it. In these lines, these are the words are direct speech. Weatherby advised Mr. Chips and told him that because he was a young man and he had no experience, and as far as discipline or order and control of any class is concerned, it is an issue of experience. It means with experience, the teachers are capable to develop their discipline, they can control their class easily. And he told Mr. Chips that he had got another chance to serve in Brookfield and he could prove his abilities. And the next advice that he gave to Mr. Chips, that was that Mr. Chips should take a firm, rigid and strict behavior or conduct or manner in order to impress his students, and this firm attitude should be from the start. That is the secret of it. Vocabulary. Gather means consider, discipline, regulation, order or control. Firm means rigid, strict, attitude, behavior. Thank you very much.